To react to that and more, he gets 2 gold stars, one for Fauci and one for the ATF guy, Senator Kennedy of Louisiana. That might have been the most entertaining but yet sad beatdown I think I've ever seen. I've been a talk show host 33 years. I've never done that good a job, Senator. Take a bow.
Well, I appreciate it, Sean. It was sad. And look, the people that President Biden has appointed to make policy for him are the most radical folks I've ever seen. And I'm not saying, just a reasonable disagreement. These are people that have contempt for America. They have contempt for Americans. They think they're smarter and more virtuous than the American people who didn't vote for President Biden, in their opinion. They think we're all a bunch of deplorables. We can't think for ourselves, and they think democracy is too important to be left to the people. They ought to get to make all the decisions. And his nominee to the ATF, his copy of the Bill of Rights goes from Amendment 1 to Amendment 3. I'm convinced he doesn't believe in the Second Amendment. Now, this is America. You're going to believe what you want, but you can't ignore the Constitution when you take an oath of office to abide by it. And these are just really radical people. And I just think that the Biden administration, by virtue of its appointees and otherwise, they just have this huge blind spot about the lives and the problems of middle-class America.
You know, it is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I would think you'd have to have some fundamental knowledge of firearms. Let me move on to Dr. Flip-Flop Fauci.
Okay.
And we were all called conspiracy theorists by the people that pushed the biggest conspiracy theory ever, and that is the Trump-Russia collusion hoax lie. But now we know that China knew early. And now we have evidence and phone records and other anecdotal evidence that, in fact, that is where the virus came from. And China knew about it. And the greatest evidence they knew about it, Senator, is they had a travel ban. You couldn't leave Wuhan province and go anywhere else in China. You couldn't travel to Wuhan from the rest of China, but you could leave Wuhan and travel to the world. Is there any doubt in your mind that China knew and hid it? And what should we do?
We don't know. And let me say a word about Dr. Fauci. I know Dr. Fauci. I respect Dr. Fauci. I'm disappointed in Dr. Fauci. On too many issues, he has flip-flopped like a banked catfish. On too many other issues, Sean, I'm a simple guy. I like breakfast food and straight answers, and he won't give a straight answer. He dodges, bobs, weaves, rope-a-dopes. This is serious business. This is not some academic frolic. People's lives and livelihoods are at stake. Now, his agency, he gave money to the Wuhan lab that was playing around with this virus. He needs to tell us everything he knows about that. What did they use the money for? What could they have used the money for? He says they did new gain-of-function research. Gain-of-function just means they might have turned a benign, harmless virus into a killer. And he said, well, they didn't use my money to do that. Well, how do you know? What other labs has he and his agency given money to? In China or in the United States? Who else is doing this research trying to create Frankensteins? In terms of President Biden, we've now found out, has disbanded President Trump's task force that was trying to get to the bottom of where the virus came from. Why? Dr. Fauci says he didn't know anything about it. Now, I'm not saying he did or didn't, but he needs to be candid. And when he found out, why wasn't he on the phone to President Biden raising fresh hell? And I understand Dr. Fauci doesn't like former President Trump that much, and this is America. He's entitled to believe what he wants, but that's irrelevant to me. We've got to find out where this virus came from so we can stop it from happening again. If the Chinese are playing around with viruses, turning them into deadly killers, especially with our money, we need to know, and we need to stop it.
I think they need to compensate the world just as a start. Last question, I only have 30 seconds. Joe Biden denied any knowledge of Hunter's foreign dealings, business dealings. We now know he lied, Senator. What should the consequences be?
Well, President Biden needs to address this issue. President Obama put him in charge of the foreign affairs of two countries, China and Ukraine. And in both cases, his son walked away with millions of dollars worth of contracts. You know the message that sent to the world? American foreign policy can be bought like a sack of potatoes. And President Biden needs to hit this one head on.
Well, if it was Donald Trump, I think Donald Trump would be impeached over it. Senator Kennedy, thank you as always. Appreciate it. Great. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.